Good morning. Good morning. Oh, okay, that's better. Thank you, Dick, and thank you all very, very much. That video reminded me how quickly my time has passed as APTA chair. It seems like just yesterday that I was standing on a stage in San Francisco getting ready to talk about collaboration. I began that speech with a long list of thank yous, as you all know. But this morning, I want to express my gratitude to the people who helped me fulfill my duties as chair. Starting with every one of our members and APTA's executive committee and board of directors, those past and present. It has been an honor to serve you. I'd like to now introduce a video of the outgoing
Washington,
executive committee members.
Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority. Michael Allegra, KivAllegra Consulting. Christopher Boylan, the General Contractors Association of New York, Inc. Paul Jablonski, San Diego Metropolitan Transit System. Jeanne Krieg, Eastern Contra Costa Transit Authority. Keith Parker, Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority.
Please join me in giving them each a round of applause. A person who deserves special thanks is my boss, Mayor Frank G. Jackson, Mayor of the City of Cleveland. He has been supportive of my work for APTA from the first day, and I would also like to thank my staff back at Cleveland City Hall and my colleagues. Likewise, I could not have done this job without the partnership of my fellow board members from the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority, including our board chair, George Big Daddy Dixon, our CEO and General Manager, Mr. Joe Calabrese, and our board support assistant, Teresa Barrage, and all of our team at RTA. We have some of our board members here with us as well. Please help me thank both them and the mayor for their support. In addition, I would like to thank Dick White and the entire APTA team. This has been a year of growth for all of us, but none has been as impacted as the staff of APTA. 11 months ago, I planned to take my role of chair of APTA as one of great importance. As a public servant in an industrial city, I knew firsthand that not much gets accomplished without people being at the table. And I was fortunate to have a granny in my life who taught me that we all have a responsibility, that we have to find the gift of what we were meant to be and find our purpose. So in many ways, way back in October of last year, I had planned for a very different kind of year than the one we just concluded. Yes, I expected to make a lasting contribution, but I had no way of knowing that the year, actually 11 months, would be characterized by such important changes, spirited debate, and a new blueprint for APTA's future. Leaders don't always get to choose their legacy. Sometimes one's legacy is defined by unanticipated needs. The true test becomes how one pivots to meet those needs. I was lucky. I began my term with an overarching mission that would serve APTA and me well during the challenges. In establishing the task force on member collaboration on my first day as chair, I wanted to increase our association's value to our members and influence among decision makers. That meant bringing people together, asking tough questions, looking at what we were doing well and what we could do a lot better. And it meant building partnerships. The task force on member collaboration was intended to enhance service to APTA's members, strengthen our volunteer committees, and increase the dialogue among APTA's board, members, and staff, as well as transit boards and our business members. But as the year progressed, these goals took on an added importance and level of urgency because of the changes happening within our association. I am proud to say that a great deal was accomplished underneath the leadership of Ann August, who's the former member of the Bus and Paratransit CEOs and Midsize Operations Committee, Mr. Patrick Scully, immediate past chair of the Business Member Board of Governors, and David Stackrow, chair of the Transit Board Members Committee, and the entire task force. Please give them a round of applause. The task force's many achievements are summarized in this final report, which can be reviewed on APTA's website and, of course, in our annual package here that we have in the back of the room. But I do want to mention a few highlights. We increased collaboration among APTA's many committees, and we aligned their work with our strategic goals. We emphasized more communication among small and mid-sized operations and large legacy agencies, commuter rail, and bus CEOs, business members, and transit board members. And we made continuous improvement in member services as an essential part of APTA's culture. There are many more results, too many to mention here, but I think the real contribution of this initiative was broader and more pervasive. For the first time in a long time, members with different views and interests were talking. Difficult conversations were taking place, tough questions were being raised, and often new understandings were reached. When most people are asked, what was one of your best days at work? Few of us recount a time when everything went smoothly. Most of us have the warmer feelings about the projects where everything went wrong. We remember how the group worked late, how we struggled with unforeseen obstacles, how we were passionate about finding the right solution. Sometimes the work required difficult decisions. It's not the work we remember, however, with fondness, but the camaraderie and how we shared hardship that brought us together to get things done. And that's what's memorable to me about this past year. Through it all, we not only began strengthening APTA for the future, but we also delivered valuable benefits to our members. For example, as you heard, we rallied around common goals to help pass the FAST Act, our first multi-year funded bill in many years. We listened to critics and supporters alike and had the courage, the will, and the drive to take a hard look at APTA's governance structure, our revenue structure, and how we achieve consensus. Establishing 3 new task forces on these 3 issues were not a part of my agenda when I became chair, but it was one of the decisions that I am the most proud for. And we also carved out a more visible role of our industry. By working with strategic partners like the U.S. Conference of Mayors, the National League of Cities, the National Association of Regional Councils, and National Association of Counties, we're now in a better position to influence a new president and a new Congress, state and local officials across the country on the critical importance of public transportation. The high-profile events we participated in at the Republican National Convention in the beautiful city of Cleveland, Ohio, and the Democratic National Convention in the beautiful city of Philadelphia were big first steps in educating decision makers about the critical need for public infrastructure improvements. And then finally, we began the process to select a new long-term president and CEO. Our incoming chair will shepherd that important effort along with our officers and a committee of APTA members who volunteered to help APTA take us to the next level and take us into the future. I hope that it will be guided by the many lessons that we learned this past year. To be sure, there will be a great deal of talk about the type of leader that APTA needs, and those will be critical conversations. And I am well aware that some will want to analyze many of the decisions we made during my term as chair, and that's only natural. But all of us have a responsibility to be leaders too. Leadership is a choice. It is not a title, nor is it a position. All of us, not just our new officers and board members, must continue to solve problems, collaborate, consult, listen, and when necessary, make difficult decisions and be decisive, even in the face of uncertainty. And that's what leaders do. We rush into the unknown. We put the interests of our colleagues first, and make people feel inspired, fulfilled, and safe to do remarkable things. To be successful in life as an association, a transit board member, transit CEO, a business executive, an elected official, and even a private citizen, we need to be driven not by serving ourselves, but rather inspired to serve others. As a young girl growing up in Cleveland, riding RTA to a new world of experiences, I was taught that what happens in our community, to our country, and to the world depends on what we do with the opportunities that we are given. As Martin Luther King said, we all can be that servant. You only need a heart full of grace. Today, more serious challenges and exciting opportunities faced our industry more than any time in our history. Thanks to the work of many, I am confident that I am leaving my role as chair, having put in place the elements needed to ensure APTA's continued growth and success. I think we can all agree that APTA is stronger today and on a path to become even more successful. If we strive to do what's right and not what's easy, if we are guided by the love of this industry and our deep responsibility to our fellow members, our legacies will write themselves. And those legacies will be worthy of the public we are sworn to serve. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve you. Thank you.